Hi guys, time for another rubber band powered car for no good reason other than I like the shape of this plastic bottle. That was the dishwasher bottle, the thing that makes the glass sparkle. I can't remember what they actually call it. I just thought it was a nice shape. Couple of wheels on the back, couple of wheels on the front. Cut a hole in the middle so we can get the rubber band in there and wrap it round the axle. Bamboo canes, barbecue skewers, these ones I've used before. Rubber bands from Poundland. And for wheels, and I've done this before a few times, 4 rolls of sticky tape from Poundland for £1. So that's going to be 4 wheels. Now obviously you need some way of connecting the wheel to the axle. So I'm going to cut some cardboard discs, the same size as that cardboard inner ring there. Glue them on, then put a hole through the middle for the axle to go through. I could just make cardboard wheels, but if I use these they'll be relatively heavy, which should help it grip the floor, and we shouldn't get so much wheel spin because it's going to be quite a small, quite a light car. So yeah, a bit of cardboard, a bit of advertising. Yeah, we had a pizza the other day. Oh, and my favourite tool, a nail on a stick. Now you don't need to use this. You can just use some sort of spiky instrument to make holes. But I like using this because I heat it up, and then I use it to melt the hole through. And that gives it a nice surface where it melts. Whereas when you punch a hole through, sometimes it splits. So we need to mark up where we want the axle. There is a seam along there that we'll use to keep the holes level, parallel. If I do this, then hopefully when we make a hole through there, the axle should be parallel to the back of the bottle. When you do something at the front, same way. So make the hole there and there, that should be parallel. You could try measuring it as well, or you could just do it anyway, because you might have to adjust it and make the holes bigger to straighten things up anyway. And if we measure that, let's do it in millimetres and centimetres. That says 145, yeah. So I'm going to go and heat that up and melt some holes through in those points. Right, melted holes there and there, there and there. I also melted a hole straight through that end, so we can put the rubber band through. That'll hold it in place. Now I'm going to cut around here on the actual moulding and flick that up so it'll look like the windscreen of the car, and it'll also mean we can get in there to wrap the rubber band around the axle. There we are, there's our windscreen. I'm just wondering whether I might actually go as far as painting this. I don't normally bother painting things to make them look nice. I'll think about that. Right, axles. That's big enough to go through there okay. That one's just a bit too short. We're going to need to put spacers on there anyway, otherwise the wheels will rub against the bodywork, so we need them to be spaced out a bit. So I think drinking straws will do for that. Right, next. That's an odd size. Yeah, about 3¼ inches diameter, or about 8.2 or 82 millimeters. Obviously you'd have to check on your own rolls of tape. If it's 82, that means half of that is 41. Okay, and we need 8 of them because we've got 4 wheels and we need to double side them. Right, need to cut them out. Rough cut them first to make it easier to get the scissors around there. There we go. 8 discs. So we now need to glue them on there. Any glue of your choice. I've got super glue just here. As we're just gluing cardboard to cardboard, I think virtually any glue should do the job. In fact, super glue may not be the best option. Okay, repeat that 3 more times. Right, 4 wheels. Use that for the back axle. We've already got holes in the middle from using the compass to make the circles. Right, let's just have a look, see what we've got. Yeah, I'm going to use a paper drinking straw to make some spacers to go between the wheels and the bodywork to make sure the wheels don't rub against the bodywork. a little bit smaller. Just a little bit of play there. And then we've got a little bit of super glue on the outside. Just a little bit of play. Right, front end, we're going to have to be a little bit more. We'll need longer spacers. Right, that should do. I was talking about whether to paint it or not. I'm not going to paint it so that you can see straight inside. But if you were doing this, you might want to paint it up and make it look pretty. Or use sticky back paper. I'll wait for that glue to dry and then we'll have a go. Put a rubber band on it. Right, rubber bands. I should think 2 will be enough. Plenty. I'm going to go on the bottom hole there. So that it goes underneath the front axle. Or it will do when I've poked it through. Once it's stretched a few times, we should be able to reach it quite easily. Yeah, underneath the front axle and then over the back axle, so that when it drops off, it drops down rather than getting wrapped around the front axle. And then we want to go over the back axle. This is going to be a little bit awkward because we haven't left ourselves much space. In fact, I might even cut a hole in the bottom to make it easier. But you've got to go over the back axle and wrap it round itself so it actually holds itself in place. Or, just to make this easier on myself, I might just glue a bit of bamboo cane on there sticking out to make a hook. Yeah, I might do that this time. I don't normally bother. what I normally do is just hold the rubber band over the axle, turn the axle round like that, and it holds itself in place. But in this case, I think a hook on there will make life a lot easier. So I'll do that. I'll cut a small piece, just the point off here, and glue it on the top. If you use super glue to do that, and then sprinkle a little bit of baking powder over it, it builds up an extra strong join. It sets a little bit like concrete. So now we've got a nice hook on there. That makes life a lot easier. Right, we better see if it runs. It's not going to go all the way. Oh, not quite. Well, that was fine, wasn't it? You could see I only used one of the rubber bands. I didn't wind it all the way up. We'll try a little bit more power on the way back. Here a bit. Oh, I've set it off a bit left. Okay, we'll go back and try that again because it'd be nice to go all the way in one go. Yep, that works. There we go, it works. Like I said, you could paint it up and make it look pretty. I've left it clear so we can see inside easily. We've used 4 rolls of sticky tape, some scrap cardboard to fill the middles, a plastic bottle that in my case had the shiny stuff for the dishwasher, a couple of rubber bands, a couple of bamboo canes, barbecue skewers, and a paper drinking straw to give us the spacers to keep the wheels away from the bodywork, and super glue. Oh, and a sharp knife, and I used a nail on a stick to melt holes for the axles, but you don't need to do that. You can just push something sharp through to make the holes. That's it. Job done.